Let's talk about forms on your website. There are quite a few different plugins that you can use to add forms to your site. Some of your WordPress themes will actually have a page type that allows you to add a form without doing anything else. However, if you want to collect email addresses for any reason, building a customer base, building an email list, things like that, which is a really great idea if you're going to run a business online, you want to have a way to build a custom form that you can put anywhere on the page and not just have it templated to whatever your WordPress theme allows you to do. So what I use for that is Easy Contact Forms, and this is by WP Pal. And I tried out a few different form plugins, and this one seemed to work the best. It was pretty easy to use, and I'll show you what it can do. This is just a real simple form. I like to keep my forms just nice and clean, so just a little bit of text, nothing fancy, a couple of boxes, and a submit button. Now I actually do have a contact form. If you want to click here, this is a contact form that actually came with the theme. So this works very well for a contact me type of setting. But if I want to have a form for something else, if I want to have several forms on my site and I want them to be for specific things, you're probably going to want to get a plugin to add more forms to your site. And by the way, you can actually use things like MailChimp. MailChimp is a great service that's free up to, I think, 2,000 or so subscribers or email addresses. And you can create forms within MailChimp to put into your website. There's also sites like Aweber and Constant Contact. I think you need to pay for those up front. They're not free for any length of time. So I usually refer people to MailChimp because if you get over 2,000 email addresses, you're probably doing pretty well, and then you're ready to pay for things. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. If I go back to plugins, and the settings for the Easy Contact Forms plugin actually goes under the plugins menu. So like we've talked about, these plugins sort of install themselves in different areas and different parts of your menu, so you need to search for them. So Easy Contact Forms is under plugins. And here you come into a dashboard. So you've got a dashboard of how many impressions each of your form has seen, how many people have looked at it, and then how many entries there are. And it actually gives you a conversion rate percentage. Now, how do you create a form? Well, you go up here to Contact Forms. You've got a nice little green Add button, and I'm just going to name this one Sample Form. And so you've got a bunch of different options here. You can show submission success text. So if you write something in here, once somebody submits that form, as a matter of fact, I'll show you what it does here. And then we'll give it an email address. And we'll click submit. And now we get a little submission text right here. And then you can actually redirect somebody to another page, which is what's happening here. I didn't actually click anything there. So let's go back to here, and you can actually redirect them to a specific URL. So you put them in here. I redirected them to this particular URL. And so that's how it works. And it looks really nice. So the last thing on the general settings page is this shortcode here. This is where you want to and plug that into your site. And again, you don't need to go to the HTML tab. You just go right into your regular text editor, paste this code in there, and whatever form you have created that corresponds to this code will show up on your site. So if we go to the confirmation tab, you can actually send somebody an email confirmation as well. If you want to check this, you can write an email subject, essentially. You can write an email to them, so it's like an auto reply. And then you can change the name that you're sending it from. This could be the name of your business or whatever. And then you can set a reply to email address. If this is sales@yoursite.com, you can put that in there. And if we go to notification, here's where you set sort of internal notification. This is the stuff that's coming to you. So here we have it set as the Easy Contact admin. So whatever your default email address is in your WordPress dashboard, that's what the admin email address is going to be. And you can go ahead and change that, or you can add more users to this and have emails come to 10 different people if you want. But that is just how it's set up. So this is all internal stuff. And if you go here to fields, these are all the fields that you can add. So it's really nice. You can even add a CAPTCHA if you want. The one little trick about adding a form or creating a form is that you need to create first a field set. And I don't want to show this label. If we go back to our form here, the field set, if you said show the label, whatever you called that field set would actually show up above this form. It would be the first line of the form essentially. So generally I want to turn that off. And next I can add anything I want. I can add a text box and it just shows up down here. I can say full name and I can set any of these things here. I can make this a required field if I want to. I can not make it a required field. You can add email. You can ask for phone numbers. You can create radio buttons, drop downs, things like that. You can actually put in a calendar here, or you can put in a text area. So if you want to say, hey, just tell me more about what you're looking to do here, you can add a text area. So once you've got all these things added, you want to remember to add a submit button down at the bottom. And now you've got your form created. So whatever you've got listed here, when you go back to general settings, you just grab this short code, plug that into your site, and you're ready to go. And if you go up to entries on the menu here, once you've created some forms, you'll have all of the information from those forms coming in here in the entries section. So if you lost an email, you didn't save it, or you just want to go in here and take a look at some of this data, so you can go in and take a look at all these submitted forms. It saves them for you.